Hi, I'm Katie, and this is Katiebug Knits. Thank you all for joining me today. Welcome returning visitors and welcome new people who if we haven't met before. I like to film out in my garden whenever possible and show you the beautiful scenery. Well, today might be the very last time I'm filming in my garden in Wisconsin because big announcement, we are moving. So if you have followed me for a long time and realized that I haven't posted anything in a very long time, there's a few reasons for that. One of them being I have been doing some major decluttering and cleaning and packing and painting walls. You know, all the things you should do when you first move into your house, but you actually don't until you very last move out of your house. You know, all those things. No, we have done a lot of updates over the years that we've lived here. We love this home very much. We went from thinking we might be here forever to just a job that we just could not turn down. My husband was able to get a promotion and we are moving closer to family, which we're very excited about, very, very thankful for, and very excited about. I said that already, maybe. I don't know. We absolutely love it here. The weather is beautiful, but I am very much looking forward to moving a little further south, maybe a little less snow. I still love snow, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the colder weather, so I don't want to move too far south. We have lived pretty far south and I could hardly wear any of my sweaters, and now I'm like, yes, let's stay right in the mid-range where we still have a nice winter, like 4 seasons. I really love having all 4 seasons. We've loved that here, but this is a knitting podcast, so let's talk about knitting before you all are like, I don't know what she's talking about. So let's get into some of the projects that I finished and what I'm working on right now. So I did share a project that I had started with some cotton yarn. It was the wisteria tank, and I had to rip it out because I don't know if I cast on the wrong size or just whatever I was doing, it was not working. It turned out the circumference was way off, and it might have been the yarn because I was using 100% cotton, that it just was not working upright. So you know how you make a ribbing with wool and it has that stretch to it? This cotton did not have any of that stretch, and I think that also played a big part of it. So I had gotten this yarn that I really loved. It's I talked about it earlier. I'll just post a picture of it because I can't remember the name exactly, and I've already skeined it up, and it is somewhere. We're in the process of moving. I feel like everything is everywhere at the moment, but I did want to show you something that I made with that skein that I frogged. I knitted several washcloths. I talked about them last time. I think I made a video, and I was like, I should try that cotton yarn, and it worked up so beautifully. I didn't really follow a pattern. I just did, I did as long as I wanted to get the width I wanted. I think it might have been like 48 stitches across with probably a US 8, and then I just did garter. So knit back and forth, and it's so squishy. It's not like, that's the thing about washcloths, they kind of stretch out of shape because you're using them. I have used it a few times already, so if it looks a little worn, although this yarn kind of looks a little worn and rustic, I feel like I'm gonna make a whole set of these because they're just beautiful. So I love those. I thought I'd show you that. So that yarn's not going to go to waste. I will find a good use for it, and I love how soft this yarn feels. The thing about the yarn is it's very thick and thin because it is hand spun, So I don't think it would be great for garment knitting. Blankets, washcloths. This actually, I just remembered, I held the yarn double and that was perfect. So that's why it's thicker, because it's kind of like in spots the yarn is fingering weight, and in spots it's more like a DK weight. So it's not a true one or the other, but if you hold it together, you get a much more even, if you hold it two strands, you get a much more even product. And I really love this product. That was the way to go. Sorry, I stopped for a moment because of that motorcycle. I am outside, so you're gonna hear a little outside noise. Hopefully it's just birds chirping, but there is cars and trains, and hopefully we won't hear a train today. Another idea I had to try for this is basically like a little tube that I Kitchenered the end. I started it out with ribbing and wider, and then I took some decreases so that it would get a little more narrow, and then Kitchenered the end. So this is for soap. So you put your bar of soap in there. So when you run out of, you get to the very end of your soap bars, then you can throw them in here. And I thought I could put a ribbon, I left little yarn over holes at the top so that I could wind a string of ribbon through the top and tie it off and put it in the shower. I did try it out already and put a bar of soap in there and lather it up. It feels really nice, although it's kind of more like a washcloth. So I don't know if it would work to keep it in your shower all the time. So it might just be more, this was just a test. I was just trying it out to see how it would work. But it would still, I'm like, it still works as a wash sock. So I don't regret making it, but that's what this is. I thought I'd show it. I just kind of tried it out. So that's what I did with my yarn. I still have some left over, and we'll probably end up making more washcloths with it. The other finish, another finish that I have are these socks. These are some Scrappy Socks that I knit up. Let me just show you the one I haven't sewn all the ends in. So I did alternate. These are minis that I had in my stash, and I just was feeling the need to get some pink in my life. This was around Valentine's time, and I just picked several colors that were 20 grams or less that needed to be worked up, and put them all together and just work these up. I believe they are, I think I knit these on a larger needle. I think these are a US 2, and it almost feels like it's too big. I don't think I realized that I had a larger needle, or was it 1.75? I'm not for sure, but it is a larger needle than I usually make mine out of, just not on accident. So they're a little looser, but all it will take is a few washes in the washing machine and the dryer to shrink them up a little. Actually, they're really comfortable to wear in bed, and honestly, that's what I love to wear my socks to bed, because they're not tight around my legs like other socks can get, and they're nice and loose and cozy. And I notoriously have to have a pair of socks on my feet no matter what weather we are having when I go to bed. If it's hot, I will pull them off in the middle of sleeping, but I have to have them on when I go to bed. Some people are like, no, I can't do socks at all, and I am the opposite. So I really like having wool socks to do that. So that's what I made. I also I'm trying to clear off my lap because I have a bunch of stuff on my lap right now. I also have this yarn that I dyed. So I got this really pretty fleece top that's this maroon color, and it has this light pink fluorescent pink bows all over it. It was like I got it at Old Navy. I absolutely love it. And the color palette, I have been like thinking about the color palette for a while. I'm like, I really need some socks to match that. Like, I love the maroon and the hot pink. And I kind of did a pair of socks like this already, but they're like a brown and hot pink. So maybe it's just been a color combo that has been in my head for a while. But I was like, I love maroon. I have so much maroon stuff. But I don't have any maroon yarn. So I was like, I have some yarn that I could dye. I'm just gonna play around and see if I can come up with this color I have in my head, rather than searching for it online and trying to find somewhere to buy it. So I have to show you what I came up with. So I came up with this. Oh my goodness. I had the yarn in the pan and I had mixed up. I used like, I think the dyes I have are the Dharma or the Jacquard. You know, I can't remember. But I have these dyes. I used black, a little bit of fire red, vermilion. So vermilion's kind of like it's not a maroon purpley, it's a like reddy, it's a deep red color. And then I used a tiny bit of fire red and I got this beautiful color, and it's very tonal. So I didn't want it to completely saturate the yarn, because I was like, oh, that's going to be really dark. And I just kind of want to see what happens if I add. So I had a little mini. So I grabbed, this is DK. So I grabbed my little DK mini. I dunked it in to soak up some of the color. I have this soaking up some of the color. And then I was like, there is still a lot of color in there. And then I threw another skein in to soak up more color. Of course, this one went in later, so it didn't get near as much. So it's like a tonal, it's like a tone lighter. And then I added a little more pink. So this one's got actually some pink in it too. You can kind of see. I am in love with these. I can't wait to do something with them. They might not be socks. They might turn into like a shawl because I love them so much. And I really want to see what they look like knitted up. I haven't done a shawl. Like, I've done a few things, but I haven't done like a true, like a big chunky shawl yet. And I think this would be really pretty. It might be enough, like maybe one of Andrea Mowry's, that she has one that's in my queue that I want to knit up. It's a very old one. It's probably from 2015 or something that I still haven't done, but it has like different layers of color and texture. And I feel like I already own the pattern and I just haven't ever done it. So I feel like these would probably fit the bill to make that one. So I might do that. And then this will just be fun to include in another project, a scrappy project. Okay, that's everything on my lap except for one thing. But that is the last thing on my lap is a work in progress that I want to tell you about. I have one more finished object and I'm wearing it. This is my first ranunculus ever. Is that how you say it? So ranunculus. I am so excited, you guys. Like, I can't even contain my excitement for this sweater. So I was leery. I was a little scared to do it, but I'm like, so many people have made this thing. I can surely make it because of all this beautiful detail. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was trying to decide if I had the confidence to do it. And I was like, I'm just gonna try it. If I have to rip it out, I have to rip it out. So the yarn I used is Pearl Soho's linen quill in pink pop. So I had purchased Pearl Soho's linen quill in pink pop and peachy pink to make a what was the sweater? It was like a striped sweater that I was going to make probably a year ago, and I just hadn't ever cast it on, and I was like, I'm ready to use this yarn. It feels so nice. It's very thin, but it has a nice woolly texture to it, but you can tell there's linen in it. The drape of this stuff, oh my goodness, the drape, I love this. I love this fabric. I think, like, after knitting with linen quilt, it's very thin, it's very airy. Of course, I used a size 10 needle, so I'm curious to see how linen quilt would work up with other size needles, but I might be addicted to this yarn now. Like, I want to try it for so many things. Like, I want to try knitting with it for another sweater because I love it so much. I love the feel. I think this is going to be my favorite summer sweater ever. I'm definitely like antsy to buy more of this yarn, but I have to wait and find a project and finish some projects as well. But as far as the ranunculus goes, I was shocked at how fast the yoke worked up. And I haven't done a lot of these stitches before, so I did have to reference videos, but the pattern has a link if you look at it digitally on your phone. So I looked at it on my phone, and it linked to videos for some of the different stitches, and then ones that didn't have links to, all you have to do is put like the abbreviation in YouTube search, and if it doesn't pull it up, you could put knitting right behind it, and usually it will pull up something exactly what you're looking for, and it walks you through. Like, I was able to, I'd never done what is the right, it's right-handed increase or something. You do the increase in the bottom right stitch. You pick up I'd never done that before, so I had to learn how to do that, and that wasn't hard at all. So I was really excited at how easy it was, and I have a feeling that I would really love to make more. And actually, I already cast on another one with the other color of linen quill that I have in my stash. So yeah, that will probably be coming soon. So because the yarn is so thin and the needles are 10s, it's kind of holey, like it's a thin fabric. Another motorcycle. But I've worn it a couple times now, and one time I wore it over a dress that was very plain, so it was perfect over that dress. And then the other time I wore it over a tank top, and I think I'm definitely going to want to make more of these. I would really like to I have some yarn in my stash. It's Drops Air, and it's kind of a chunky yarn. I believe it is worsted weight. It's like a blown yarn. It has the white core, and then it's very fuzzy. So it'd be like probably a really fluffy ranunculus. It'd probably be a really warm one that I could wear in the winter. So I really want to make one of those too, but not right now because it's going to be a while before I'm going to wear something that hot again. So anyway, I finally tried the ranunculus pattern. It's been in my library for a very long time, and I'm excited that I finally did. I absolutely loved the pattern. I loved that the yoke keeps you interested, keeps you going. It's kind of like stranded color work, to where you're like, okay, I got to finish this row so I can see what it looks like. And then once you get the yoke done, you just increase until you get the size that you want it to be, and then it's just stockinette. I mean, sleeves, ribbing, like it felt like I didn't have to think after that. So then it was just a cozy, chill knit, and that worked up really fast for me. So I absolutely loved it. Of course, I was also really motivated to wear it for Easter. So that's probably another reason why I got it done so quickly. But it worked up in like 2 weeks for me. Super fast. I've never had a sweater work up that fast. Every sweater from now on, I'm using size 10 needles. No, I can't do that for every sweater, but this was fun to have a quick finish. I kind of needed a win. I needed to get my knitting mojo back, you know what I mean? Like, I've been knitting socks in my spare time, but I needed something. So now, one more thing, and this is a work in progress, but I am really excited about this one too. So I've been working on my Jethro cardigan, and this was so much fun. I do crochet. Crochet was actually the very first thing I learned how to do before knitting. I remember learning how to crochet with my mom when I was a teenager. So this is my Jethro cardigan. I absolutely love my color choices. I used some of Pearl Soho's knitting yarn. It's 100% merino wool, I believe. And I used like their peach color, this light pink, it might be like petal pink, and then this brown, like an acorn brown. Those were all Pearl Soho. This bright pink color was a Knit Picks color, and this maroon color was a Knit Picks color. It was like a tweed swish yarn, I think. What else do I have? Oh, this orange was Pearl Soho too. What else? Oh, the gray was Knit Picks, like Squirrel Heather, I believe. Some of the colors I remember and some of them I don't. Isn't that funny? That might be all the colors that I used. And then the white is Knit Picks Hawthorne DK in Bear. So I actually have a lot of it because I had purchased like a big bag to dye yarn for whatever I wanted to dye it for. So socks, sweaters. I kind of like, every once in a while, I like stocking up if I like to dye yarn. It's really been fun to have the Bear skeins on hand. So I did dye that Tulsa. I dyed my Tulsa tee, that purple one I have in a few videos back. I dyed that yarn myself, and that was with Knit Picks Hawthorne DK. I do like their yarn. It's very nice. So I am working now on the ribbing. I think I want it to be longer than this. I think I'm maybe twice as long. I think I would like a really long waistline ribbing. And then once I get done with that, I don't know which I'm going to do next, is pick up for sleeves or do the neckband. But oh my goodness, this is so cute. I will try it on for you guys here in a minute and show you. Crocheting up the granny squares was so much fun. I don't even think two of these are exactly alike. And my younger son had a lot of fun looking at them and telling me what color combos he liked the best. I'll show you which one his favorite is, because he liked, which one was it? I think it was this one, because he liked how the colors started light to bright. I think that was his favorite one. But I just absolutely love all the colors that I picked. They're just beautiful. I can't wait to finish it and actually wear it. Of course, by the time I get that done, it might be too warm to wear it, or it'll be done right in time for the season to change into fall. I also have another cardigan on the needles. It is the sea glass cardigan, and that was flying, but then I stopped because I was like, I want to vlog this and share this with you guys. And so it's like, I'll just stop until I can do that. And then all things went crazy in my life all at once. So just, so it's like, so then it's hard to pick it back up. And then it was really hard to pick the camera back up and record when it had been so long since I had talked with you guys. I felt like it was hard to turn the camera back on and talk, especially when there was a while there I just didn't have any really knitting to show you. So it was like, I want to make all these things, but I don't have time because I feel like I'm busy. So now I had some finished things to show you. Okay, are they gonna be done? Another motorcycle. It is beautiful outside, and it hasn't been beautiful like this. It's been raining for like a week, so I don't blame them for being out on their motorcycles today because it is sunny and bright and beautiful out here. So a little more about crazy life. So I was like all gung-ho to get all these videos done, and then we started school. Well, this is the first year that I haven't worked, that I have taught homeschool, and I didn't realize how hard that would be. It's been so fun, but it is time consuming, takes up a lot of brain activity, and it's been keeping me busy. So between kind of doing homeschool for the first year ever and getting the house ready to move and just everything else, I just didn't have the mental space to get on here and record videos. I definitely wanted to. So that's my quick apology for why you haven't seen me in several months. Don't worry, I'm not gone. I'm still here. I have a few months of transition before we move into the new place, but I will bring you along and I will be knitting, and I'll keep sharing it with you, whether it's a little video here or there. We're gonna keep this train going. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you are having a beautiful spring and enjoying this sunny weather, if you have sunny weather in your area today, or if it's just rain this April. Anyway, it's been wonderful chatting with you guys today. Happy knitting, and I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.